In this video, we'll be talking about shock drops. Are they needed? What are they? Pros and cons, and the fairness of them. Stay tuned. What's up, Sneakerholics? It's your boy Slim Beezy bringing you another sneaker video. In this video, I'll be talking about shock drops in the community. What are they? The pros and cons. Are they needed? Are they fair? And I just want to get into like the different perspective of like how people see it from a reseller point of view and how people perceive it from a collector's or sneakerhead point of view. Shock drops, shock drops, shock drops, shock drops. What is a shock drop? A sneaker shock drop is sometimes an early release of a specific sneaker that's very anticipated and may be in very high demand. Now let's get into the pros and cons of shock drops. Now the pros and cons of these shock drops could be argued amongst the resellers and the consumers of the sneaker community. From a consumer standpoint, a pro from a shock drop could be like you eliminate competition from bots with people who trying to cart manually. Everyone is always complaining about they can't get a sneaker because of the bots that's like botting the sites or whatever. So now it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of like eliminates some of that, and it give you an upper hand and better chances at receiving some of these sneakers on release day, or not on release day, but when on these shock drops. But on the other hand, resellers hate it. Another pro is it kind of heightens the knowledge of a sneakerhead, because it puts you in a position where you have to like pay attention to the market. You have to like be in tune of what's going on in the community, because without being in tune, you won't know a shock drop is coming. I feel like retailers, they do these shock drops because they want people in tune. You're always reading up on the material. You're always asking about it. You're always like searching for informational. How can I get this sneaker? Especially when I hear a shock drop is about to happen, then I'm really in tune. I'm really in it. I'm really trying to be like calling my peoples up like, hey bruh, what's up, man? You heard about the shock drop? What information you got? Or some people get in cook groups and figure this stuff out. Like they get these shock drop information. And I feel like that's a pro for the retailer and kind of like with the consumer, because some people in the community need more knowledge or want more knowledge, and they have the opportunity to like search and read and figure some things out because they don't want to miss out on a shock drop. I think this is a pro for both resellers and consumers. When a shock drop happens, you end up getting your sneakers early, so you get them before the release date. And that's always a big thing amongst sneakerheads. If everybody's gonna get the Concords, I got mine first. I got a chance, or one of the few that got mine first. I get to post it on Instagram first. I get to do a YouTube video first. I get to stunt in these streets first. Then from a reseller point of view, not only do I get a chance to actually put these in the streets early, they're worth more earlier than when the official release come out, especially if they're GR. More of a GR, hype GR, if you want to say something like that. You get a chance to really put it in the streets like for a higher price than what you have to wait for release day. And when you put them out on release day, you don't get as much as you could get as an early pair will bring in. Even though I was saying a pro would be that a consumer will get in tune with, will try to get more in tune to try to figure out these shock drops. Only bad thing with that is the consumer will mess around, and as he or she trying to learn this stuff, it's harder for them to even try to catch these shock drops. Not only for the consumer, the reseller as well. It's hard for people to catch these shock drops. These shock drops come at like crazy times, and most people will be at work, people will sleep, all kind of stuff. So I don't know, it's hard sometimes. It's just hard to catch up with these shock drops. For instance, let's talk about the two releases from Adidas that just dropped, the glow in the darks that dropped like 2 days prior, like on like 12 a.m. in the morning. And then you had the black reflectors that dropped 5 a.m. or 6 o'clock that morning, or 6 o'clock a.m. 2 days prior or a day prior. And then when you catch wind of a shock drop, not only do you, once you get in tune of a shock drop and you know a shock drop is coming, then what? Now you know the shock drop is coming, but then you turn around and you up all night, all morning trying to figure out the shock drop won't come, and it might come, it might not come. And then what if you up all night trying to catch the shock drop and then the moment you go to sleep, the shock drop happen. And it's just crazy like that. Then you gotta wait for the release, even if they even release again, because most shock drops, they just hit it. They still got a release date on it. That's the thing. They still got a release date for these sneakers. It's just that the shock drop comes early. And I don't know, a lot of people get mad with the shock drops, even though the shoe coming out later on, they got an official release date. But you should see it, the community gets upset a lot. So I mean, everybody can't win it, but that's what everybody think. Everybody gonna cop on shock drop. I hear this a lot too. Is it fair? It's not fair that these shock drops happen. It's not fair for yada yada, this and this and that and this. Now, what would you want? Okay, so you got people complaining about bots all the time, and what happens with a lot of shock drops is like a little harder to bot a shock drop. Not saying that all shock drops are not botted, but it's possibility it lowers the bot rate on shock drops. So what you want to do? Wake up one morning on release date, you got 20 applications open trying to cop this, trying to compete with these bots, or be in tune, be on point when a shock drop hit, boom, you on point with that. I mean, it's the option you take. I would do both. I'll still try to hit on release date. I'll try to get a shock drop. If I get a shock drop, I don't have to go for release date. You know what I mean? You get a second chance on release date. I think the shock drop just keep people on their toes, and then the shock drop bringing like another type of feel to the game, and making it like you get the anxiety and you get the rush of when this shock drop happening, because the sneaker community has really changed a lot. It's like it's dying down with the anticipation, because how we already know like what shoes coming out 6-7 months ahead of time? Like, it kills the anticipation. But when a sneaker's rolling up on you, even though you know it's coming out, but if it's a shock drop involved, you got a greater chance. Is it needed? Like I stated before, I think it's needed because it brings a different feel to the game. The anxiety and everything, it's like crazy trying to get this in. The feel of trying to stay up, or I don't know, it's like the feel of always on this app, you always on the site, like they keeping you on the site. They keeping you, like when Adidas is dropping the Yeezys or whatever, you on Yeezy Supply, you're on Adidas.com, you're like chasing all these sites trying to figure out when the shock drop coming. When Nike is trying to do these Jordans and you don't know what's going on, you just like for the Travis Scotts, when the Justin Timberlake's dropped on the Super Bowl that year, and then turn around, we knew that's what Nike may have done with the Travis Scott. So here the Travis Scotts, everybody had to been on that app during the Super Bowl, the halftime. They was waiting for that to drop, and then he caught us off guard on some other stuff. But I'm just saying, you just gotta be on point with a lot of stuff, like really pay attention to what's going on. But I love it. I do think it's needed, and I like what's going on. It's put a fuel up under me. It's got me on these apps. It got me up. It got me checking my app every 2 minutes. It's all kind of things going on, you know. So I kind of like that. Like, for instance, the Raptors with the Raptor 4s with the Drake signature. I was walking in Walmart shopping for some breakfast food or whatever, and it hit, boom, cop. And it was just crazy. I just happened to have been on the site at the time. But you know, it's places you can follow on Twitter that give you pointers and when things release and certain things like that. So I mean, it shouldn't be too many people like really taking L's on a lot of stuff. You should be already on point with a lot of things. Like, but I mean, like, you got, you know, new sneakerheads that come in the game every day, and this is what's the norm now. So it's kind of like there's no lines anymore too much and stuff like that. But yeah, and then the sale, you got the sale. Who knew Fear of God would have dropped the Fear of God ones, the sale colorway, at 12 a.m. They dropped that at 12 a.m. as well. So I do like it. I mean, I wouldn't change nothing. Bring that rush back. It's bringing that rush back to the game, and I like it. I really love it. That's my opinion of shock drops in the community. Let me know in the comment section. Do you feel the same way, or you disagree? And how do you feel about shock drops? You hating them? You loving them? You can't never catch it? You feeling it, but you can't catch it? Just let me know in the comment section. Let's chop it up, man. So this will be a live I'll be premiering this. If you're watching this on the first take, I'll be in the comment section. If you're watching this on the playback, then, you know, just leave me a comment or whatnot. But yeah, that's my take on shock drops and how I feel and what's my point of view. Thanks for watching my video as always. Make sure that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Also hit that thumbs up if you like this video or that thumbs down if you did. I'm SNKRHolicbeez and I'm out.